Alright, so we're going to start with the grade 1s, and I'll explain as I go along why I use certain cards. So the first thing I want to throw in there is instead of using the Halo Shield Mark PGs, the draw triggers, I've decided to just stick with the regular PGs as they were meant to be used all throughout G format, which is going to be these four copies of Clocidus Lion. So 4 PGs, obviously you know what those are for, you know, stopping attacks and everything. Next card we go into, obviously, Knight of Vulcan Skills Gareth, triple of that to get your ezel plays going into Superior Ride. 3 copies of Evil Slaying Swordsman Haugen. Obviously we know we're using that for the actual check the top card and Superior Call. Next, this next one is a must of 4 of, which is obviously Crimson Lion Hoel. So obviously we want to Superior Ride as fast as we can, and this gives that extra boost to do that. Plus it's an 800 hitter, so when you boost your Vanguard, it's going to be at least a 20-22 hit, depending on markers or triggers. We're going into grade 2s. Obviously everyone knows why we play Wander Ezel, 4 of, because it's just out of the deck Superior Ride, it's broken. And for this to be at 4 is just amazing. You can get so many broken plays off with it. I mean, you get those markers out there and you're pretty much just overrunning the field, and the only thing they can really do to stop you is PGing it or not letting you get your skill off at all. Another 4 of is obviously Knight of Superior Skills Bowman from hand. I really think this is actually, I've been playtesting with this and I like it, but I don't like it because the old structure of the deck mainly focused on superior riding from within the deck, not from the hand, because the hand really doesn't, you don't really get that much out of it. I mean, yeah, you could do it and it's going to help, but in reality, in my opinion, if it was me, I've been playtesting for I get it in my hand too often. So if I'm going to do anything, I'm probably just going to run 3, but it's really your preference. I mean, this is just the way I would play it, but it's your choice, really. So that's enough with that one. And what ezel deck, Gold Paladin deck, is not complete without Player of the Holy Bow Vivian. We already know why we're playing this. We're playing this we used to play this at 4, now I just play it at 3. I'm not even thinking 3's really even needed anymore. 2 would be suffice for just fine. However, her skill really does put that extra numbers, especially on the Excel circles. So when you're not playing another grade 3 on the Excel marker, this can make a good second as a 20 hit column or higher. And last but not least, the 2 cards that I've been playtesting with, which I found to be very useful, and actually my girlfriend hates it. It's this guy right here, 2 of the Golden Beast Rampage Turtle. Ladies and gentlemen, this card is so broken that it makes your opponent guard with 2 or more units regardless of what the power is. So let's say your opponent wants to PG, that's 3 cards. That's a -3 in the hand. I had 4 of these. I probably should have kept them. I traded them away. But even just playing them at 2 makes a really big difference. So these guys are just super broken. You can even ask my girlfriend when you see her, if you ever see us at a tournament or something, how much she hates this card. I've won games with these cards being at 2,300 or more. Grade 3s. Obviously the grade 3s are going to be, obviously you guys are going to know them all. See, I only use 2 copies of Ravenhair Ezel because, I mean, if I had 4, I'd play 4. But I really do think that this deck really has pretty much an out to everything, and this guy really only needs to be played at 2 because there are so many other options in the Gold Paladin lineup right now that it doesn't matter what you play as long as you play it correctly, and as long as there's no actual, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? All stopping meta decks. I mean, the leader can't touch this. A lot of other decks cannot touch this. So 2 Ravenhair Ezel suffices for me. The other one you can possibly, obviously guess I'm playing, it's an Ezel deck, of course. I'm going to play 3 Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel. Skill is amazing. An extra Superior Call. And then if you actually Superior Call it from actually in the deck and actually bust out a Ravenhair Ezel, it's massive speed. I only really need 3 of them, because the next card I'm going to play suffices for pretty much cleans up house afterwards, no matter if I'm attacked or I'm attacking. And everyone's Golden Boy. Everyone thought no one's gonna even use it in the main deck, but I use it in the main deck because it's such a badass card and it deserves to be played in a Gold Paladin deck. What better card to play than Great Silverwolf Garmor? It's the very first card that we ever got in the original G format, or back in BT01. Card wasn't that great back then, but this card has become so good. And just for a mere counterblast of 1, you can search the top 3 cards of your deck and bust one out into the rearguard circle. Not to mention the continuous ability if you have 1 card in hand, and since this card dumps from hand a lot and you have very low hand all the time, this skill can pretty much protect everything on your board at the same time, given the fact that you don't gain any more cards. Yeah, you may gain cards when you're actually sitting there and, you know, attacking and into your drive check, but it don't matter, because either way, you do it right, this card will actually more than likely win you the game. I mean, with these 3 and plus the other 3 I've been playing, my Excel markers I end up using all my Excel markers thanks to this. So yeah, Great Silverwolf Garmor, excellent card. He's come a long way from the G format, and in my opinion, he's awesome for even being just a 50 cent to 25 cent card. So if I were you guys, I'd play test this a little more. I play tested 4. It got too clunky and too bricky in hand, hence why I only play the 3. But I try to keep my deck evenly balanced. And obviously, everyone wants to know about the triggers. Okay, triggers are always going to be a different story with every deck, no matter what they are. I don't use front triggers, surprisingly, because I don't need to. Because this deck is such a speed-heavy deck, and your numbers are already hitting massive numbers anyway. So the trigger lineup for this is I play 1, 2, 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crit triggers. I mean, what's the point of using front triggers? You know, like, even in G format, people even, you know, they were using 8 crits and the norm. I mean, just because the game got rebooted and there's new mechanics to the game, doesn't mean you can't use the same strategies back then. It just means you got to be more resourceful. And I like the 8 crits because with the speed that I put out in my deck and on the field, this I'd rather be doing more damage rather than gaining power, because eventually you bang in the junk enough and they won't be able to guard. And plus, I mean, Ravenhair Ezel is a guard restrictor anyway. So what's the point? What's the point of running front triggers? Yeah, oh yeah, so your rear guard columns can actually gain power. What the heck's that gonna do when they PG it? So yeah, 8 critical triggers is my preference. And I replaced the Halo Shield Mark PG trigger for just regular draw triggers, because even though this only gets 10,000 and you get a draw out of it, it keeps your hand full. That's why my last attack option and riding is Garmor, because half the time I've already used these up and I start dumping from my hand anyway. And even though it's just a 5k shield, it doesn't matter. Regardless, you will be drawing cards, and you will be drawing cards faster that you need to actually be able to push through whatever defense are and push for that extra damage and push for that extra game. And obviously the 4 heal triggers. I mean, what deck? Everyone keeps telling me, don't use heal triggers, use front triggers, don't use heal triggers, use front. Yeah, okay, I can understand doing that, but obviously not using heal triggers is a very big danger because you're not always going to have cards to guard with. You're not always going to have these other options. So I continue to play heal triggers because, well, they're heal triggers. Less damage means more comeback, more play. So that's my deck profile for this. I most likely will be taking this to Springfest. Obviously the markers, I like the markers. I can't wait to get the new ones. But that's my deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, play test it, do what you gotta do. But for the most part, that's what I do. No one like I'd rather have a PG in my hand rather than have it go straight to the damage zone. That's why I only play the grade 1 PGs. They may be normal units and they get guard restricted a lot, but in the end, that's how this game was meant to be played, with grade 1 PGs. Just because they're not expensive does not mean they're not useful. I'd rather have a PG in my hand rather than use the Halo Shield Mark ones and have them go to the damage zone where I can't even access it from my hand. So there you go, guys. That's my personal opinion. It's your choice. Once again, the new channel is called Armageddon Cards. I'm gonna find out how to change the name on my channel. But peace, guys.